Now this Sunday, the South African State Theatre hosts Kwaito in Symphony. It's a groundbreaking event that takes the raw, revolutionary sound of our streets and elevates it with a full 40-piece all-black Soweto Theatre Youth Orchestra. It's meant to be a powerful statement on legacy, featuring icons like Zola and Trompies, performing alongside the next generation, Mandoza's son, the Nkalakatha boys. This is more than just a concert. In fact, I'm going to do the next part of this intro like this. I hope the camera will come to me because I'm trying to do this correctly. You know? Zola, how did you do it? How do you speak with the matchstick for so long?
It just stays there.
Yeah, no, you have to teach me how, because now I sound like I'm just mumbling.
I even forget. It just stays there. It's
serious, because the intros would be like,
yes.
It's incredible, man. You know, you've built a dynasty and people really looking at this and thinking,
it's a thing.
So good. It's just become a thing.
It's a thing.
It's absolutely great. Guys, thank you so much for joining us in the studio. Really appreciate it. Themba, this must be a dream come true.
It is, it is. I mean, this is a concept that has been living in my mind for some years. You know, I can't dance, I can sing,
no,
but my mind is always working.
Yeah, and recalling all those songs and making it work.
Yeah, for sure. Look, this is a cultural revival moment where we are bringing music from the street now to the concert halls. If we have Isantine Alex, we'll have Kwaito with an orchestra. Yeah. These are the worlds which were apart, but now we are bringing them together. Making a statement with Kwaito will never die.
Yeah. Oh, it really can't, guys. It really, really can't. And I suppose genres move along.
Yeah.
You know, because if one thinks about just where we sat with music at the beginning, at the dawn of the 90s, to where we are today, it's completely shifted and changed in what culture is driven by. How does that make you feel, considering that we're now going to be treasuring what you've been able to give to South Africa?
Yo, it's an honor, man. I'm working with the Pambinos there, you know, and they got violins and they know what they're doing. I came there and I stood outside. I just listened. I did not open the door. First day I got there and I was listening to them and they were playing Don't Cry. And I was outside. It was quite emotional. And they nailed it before I opened the door and I introduced myself. And I'm thinking at the back of my head, just about every song that I know myself, I heard it in my grandmother's kitchen.
Wow.
Whether I was in Newcastle living there for school or I was Ekaya, Zola and stuff. And it's the same thing with them. The music that they know about us and the music they know about Uma Process brand, and Trompies, it's the music they grew up with until they go to a level where they actually understand the lyrical content. So this is happening into the next generation.
So these young kids actually know your songs? Because you say they're youth. These are guys who maybe at the start of Hizo when you were there, so then you have Umdlwembe for all those songs. You wouldn't think they'd be there for songs like Ghetto Fabulous and then Get a Scandalous, etc. Yeah. And yet they know them?
They know this music. Some of them know it when their moms were pregnant, you know. For 9
Fair
months,
enough.
they were listening to Umdlwembe, you know, before they were born. And then they grew up with it. And I've had a lot of young people actually remix my music, especially into hip-hop, you know. And that alone is an honor. I don't even pick up a phone and say, hey, daughter, I hear you dropped a lyric of mine there or two, so what are we talking about? As long as it goes on, because ourselves, as I've remixed Mbobe, I'm also taking a legacy way back from the 50s and turn it into hip-hop today. So that is how a country maintains its narrative through music, generation after generation. Every other country is doing it. It's just that we do it differently.
Exactly, exactly, and that is the point. So this is why then, Themba, you're taking opera, effectively. You're combining it with a truly urban sound that we have in the country that is specific to us, and you're taking an international sound and adding it to that. How much help have you had to try and get that right? Because I can imagine it isn't necessarily always that easy.
It is never easy. Look, we've been having sleepless nights, and we thank our partners who came to the party. Look, this is a production that we run for 3 months, rehearsing. You know, you have to actually develop an orchestration guide. I did that myself because I do have musical background. I was giving even the facilitators and conductors to say for Zola, because this is the set, Zola, this is the orchestration guide. This is how we flow. For Trompies, this is how we flow. For Mandoza's sons,
Yeah.
It was more hectic because you
Yes.
think about Mandoza's songs. You know, they were produced by Aboke Billy Rocks,
Yeah.
who have,
Yeah.
you know, the rock and classical
background,
background. So when I was breaking down the songs and listening, yeah, Sizospan, and surely we worked. We spent more time on Mandoza's songs. And, you
Sure.
know, the boys, they've delivered like, you know, the rent is due.
Yeah. The rent is clearly due. But tell me about that, finding Mandoza's sons and just saying to them, Nkalakatha boys, let's also be part of this. I mean, it's not just, you know, Zola, it's
For
also
sure.
Trompies, it's the
For sure.
Nkalakatha boys that we're talking about here.
Look, we did a gig in the Val where I had Nkalakatha boys through their manager, and then I said, boys, there's something big coming for you, you know. From that moment, I kept them, I kept on working on the concept. And for sure, they delivered.
Do you have a history in opera music or in symphony of any sort?
No, I don't, but I have history, background in jazz. Because I used to
Okay.
produce music,
Here we go, yeah.
So I can read and write music as well.
My history of it goes as far as Don't Cry, if you remember.
So Themba Khoza is not going to be there, is that correct?
Yeah, she left us. She's
Yes.
no more. Yeah.
So,
But remember, before that, even though we never met them, there were these guys called the Zebra Crossing.
yes, I remember that.
So there was this thing happening on
100%.
TV, but it didn't marry. It didn't become.
So that's as close as you come. That was the last time. And now when you think about it, it makes sense then
Yes.
that it can be done because you did it so many years ago, actually.
And it was, he's refined it. Mine was just a jam in the studio.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then, okay, Utembi was Shiage. And then now he's got a whole army of kids, Nama Violin, who amazingly have got an amazing concentration span because they're pushing the 12, 15 hours every day doing this. You know, that's the another part of the art too, which needs some serious dedication. Like, I don't know what time you guys wake up to be here.
3 o'clock.
You see? You wake up. So all the kids who want to be famous must know, must put some work here.
Yeah.
And then the kids are there every day and they play and break for lunch and then we come back and they finish. When I leave, Mandoza's sons are just arriving.
Oh, wow.
And when Mandoza's sons are done, Trompies is just arriving.
Those kids are still there.
They're still there.
Man, a big shout out to those kids because this is going to be absolutely incredible. Are you feeling nervous though? Is this maybe the most nervous you've ever been?
Actually, yes.
Because this must be something different, right? You've done TV, you've done the Kwaito, you've done being on stage even. But this is a totally different environment.
I mean, live bands know how to follow my thing and
yes.
stuff. Now I've got these kids, and these kids have to make sense of everything. Even the tiniest details that we put in the studio underneath. Wow. The smallest sounds, they know how to get them right there. And then all of a sudden, it feels like a song. Then I have to put my lyrical content in it.
Yeah.
And because we're doing what we're doing with these kids, we get lost. Sometimes a 3-minute song is like 7 minutes now. As long as it's going.
Because you've just been vibing.
Yes, it's beautiful like this.
That's absolutely incredible. It sounds like something one has to be a part of. Themba, I have a controversial question to ask you though now.
Nice one. I'm ready for you.
Here we go.
Why not Soweto Theatre? And you went all the way to Pretoria.
No, and I'll be honest with you. I started at Soweto Theatre. And the people who are doing admin there, they were playing. I'm not playing. When I want to deliver a vision, I deliver a vision.
Yeah.
Then I went to Pretoria. They welcomed us, and I'm happy that they welcomed us. State Theatre is the biggest theatre in Africa.
Yes.
You know. The nice thing about it, it will be first time for Zola to perform at the Opera House.
That is incredible.
So we're starting there, but we're not ending. We're not yet done.
Yeah.
This is a movement. After State Theatre, we're going to Lyric Theatre. After Lyric Theatre, we are traveling the country.
Yeah.
This is a movement, and will feature even other Kwaito artists. But Zola's Vayana, obviously.
Yeah, must be there, right? Must be a part of it.
I love Ikaslam, Young Tola, but because I asked the same controversial question to him.
Yeah.
He also told me, Guti, in terms of the capacity,
it's also very much smaller.
The Red Theatre Lasikona, it's not going to cater for what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
However, Ngale as a sighting, people from Soweto know it. There's a place called Amphitheatre.
Yes, I've been there.
Which is open. And we are playing around with bringing it there. So stars, it's going to be stars.
Wow.
It's going to be playing outside and everybody's going to be there. There we're thinking we can accommodate at least 3,000 to 4,000 people.
That sounds great. I mean, the Jabulani Amphitheatre is a big place. I mean, my grandmother was from there, so it's an area I know very well too. So absolutely incredible. Just perhaps as a final question, if we get to it now. So you do this, you're planning to make it happen again and again. This is not the last project you have on this.
It's not a once-off project. It's not a once-off project.
You're not going to give us a preview into who could come next?
I can give you a preview for the 20th. The 20th we have...
20th of November?
No, December. After this one.
Yes.
Just
a month from now, basically.
A month from now.
Yeah.
There's a new guy who's surfacing from Kwaito by the name Dudula.
Dudula.
Yes, Dudula.
Yes.
We'll be playing live with a 40-piece orchestra. And we also have this guy by the name Kadi A. I'm sure they know the song Magumba. Gumba.
Okay.
When they're doing Magumba with orchestra, he's not an amapiano artist.
Wow.
He's inspired by Kwaito. You know, a young boy from the Val. Sure. I sat with them and I appreciate that, you know, they've been trying to push. His song was released 2 years ago and then it started to gain traction after 2 years. Yeah. And I said to him, no, I see you. Because what Kwaito and Symphony is all about, we also celebrate the musicmanship, you know. Yeah. So I said, no, definitely we're going to put you on the lineup. So we are doing this. And of course, we've got our Zola here. He will be headlining. So the 20th is a homecoming for Zola.
Zola, what's the name? Is it Zola 7 or Zola? Because it feels like people have now just taken the show.
Yes.
And they've decided that that's your full name now.
And sometimes it messes up with the paycheck. La Pesambro and so on. So Zola is the musician.
Yes.
Zola 7 is the TV presenter.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And the branding is also Zola 7. The one that I wear,
And quickly tell me about your song, Mbube, as well. I mean, absolutely incredible there, too.
I grew up with Mbube, but I grew up with other versions of Mbube.
Yes.
I think, you know, Ringo actually did his own version of Mbube.
He did.
And then it's one of those songs that is just, it's in your grandmother's kitchen. It's always going to be there. And then you grow up and then you mess around with it for a while until you crack it and you get it right. And then I drop it just a little bit to hear what the South African public is going to say. Yeah. And then the public says, Ndota, drop the full thing. So I had like a week to drop the full thing from a small thing that was just trending. Yeah. And I believe in 10 years' time, there will be another Mbube. Because when you Google it, you find all the Mbubes and all the stories, and it takes you back to migrant workers and the mining and all the nonsense that was happening to black people back in those days. So it's a story, it's a narrative, it's beautiful. Yeah, I love it.
I've run out of time, but for 30 seconds, I'm seeing, I don't want to call it the resurgence, but certainly the past comes back in a very good way.
Yes.
You see it with TKZ, you see it with Boom Shaka having to perform. Tebe just celebrated, I think, 30 years in the industry not so long ago as well. How does that fare for you? How do you feel about that resurgence, that understanding that Kwaito still lives on?
Well, Okamanje, I'm just chilling. You know, I'm enjoying going to the shows. Yeah. I'm enjoying what we are doing now. And it's still growing. Kwaito is evolving into something else, now that we're working with these kids. And I think, Mtangala, off record, just the fact to which we are able to take these kids and skip everything and put them on the biggest stage ever. Yeah. It took me forever to be famous, Bafo. Yeah. These kids are going to be famous this weekend.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy for them.
Guys, all the best with it. Can't wait to even see it, see all the reviews, etc. Going to be absolutely incredible. Themba, appreciate what incredible work you're doing in this regard and still putting Kwaito continuously on the map. Because you've been an inspiration to us, to many of us as well in growing up. Really appreciate you coming to join us. Yeah. And all the best for tomorrow. Don't be too nervous. I
always look behind the curtain before I go perform. And I'm like, this is happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah, somebody giving the mic and then we go.
Thank you so much to our guests. Still to come, we're going to bring you our poll results as well as the comments. And then Valen is standing by with the latest in your world of sports.